'Cause on the morning line, the guy's got him figured at 5 to 9. So make it F10. He wins it by.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, and along with Drew Forrester, we're going to go through the Friday races at Hastings Racecourse. It's July the 20th, and we'll see if one of seven races on the Friday night card.
Seven races on the card. Friday Night Live. We've been lucky. Finally, the weather's turned. We've had some great Friday nights.
Good crowds.
Really good crowds. Friday night's a lot of fun out there. You know, when it's warm weather, there's a lot going on. Beautiful night of the races, and they've had some really good cards too. Some competitive cards, some good races.
Yeah, that'll be no different tonight. Looks like we do have some tricky betting events, but we'll start you off with the first half of the Daily Double. We have some $3,000 claimers. Actually got to feel the 6 going 3.5 furlongs. Just a little short little trip here. They start at the head of the backstretch, and they will race around the wires. So obviously the start is imperative. You must break well, or you're likely to be an also-ran. I'm going to hope the 6 horse, Oh to Be Lucky, continues his good form at this distance. He looked very good in winning a couple starts back, defeating Sonia's Main Girl and Bye For Now.
Yep.
That was, I thought, a pretty good race. And I just think he's faster than Battle of Hastings and Victim of Love, and I think he can get out there. So I'll try the 6 horse, Oh to Be Lucky, with Frank Fuentes. I put the 5, Victim of Love. He seems to be better. He had that confidence booster up in Princeton, that parlay to...
Got him back on track, yeah.
And then he benefited from that race and came back to win the next week and did it in a good time. And, of course, Battle of Hastings, you can't leave the horse out, I guess, but... little gaps in his form, but he's 3 for 3 this year. How can you fault him? But still, you're going to get a lousy price on Battle of Hastings. Well, I'm going to go to the 6, though. I went 6, 5, and 4 in the Friday opener.
I'm going for the lousy price. I have the same horses, but
okay.
It's tough to beat him, I think, at Hastings. He's just been the horse at 3.5 this year at Hastings. I can't see that changing. Gonzalez picks up the mount for recently departed Tyler Walker. He took his tack east. Gonzalez is having a strong year here. He's a nice rider. I don't see any problem with that. So I do have him on top. Victim of Love, as you mentioned, the horse seems to turn around his form a little bit. Was struggling earlier on in the year in these races, but he's 8 for 16 of the distance. So he knows how to get it done. He seems like he's starting to put it together, maybe round into form a little bit. So I have him in second. And the other horse you mentioned, Oh to Be Lucky, he's definitely in the mix as well. So I went 4, 5, 6. Mike went 6, 5, 4. Same horse, is just a little bit reversed order. On to the second, 3-year-olds. Wide open, 3-year-olds claiming 15, going a mile and a tick. And as you can see on my form here, Mike, I had a lot of... I kept changing my picks. I couldn't decide which way to go. A lot of different horses I was making a case for. I ended up landing on Royal Victor, the 6 horse. The one thing I'm not crazy about is he's never gone the distance. So that is a bit of a question mark. But he ran a really game race last time in the 12-5. Got beat by a good with counsel, who kind of snuck up the rail and got by him. And when he saw him get by him, he seemed to fight back on a little bit and try and catch him, and just missed. In the second spot, I put Friar Tuck. This is a horse that was running in maiden claiming races all year, I should say. Dropped into maiden 10, made no mistake. He seems to me like a horse that's on the improve. We know he can get the distance, so I think he's right in the thick of it. And the third spot, I did have Sartorialist. I had some other ones. I ended up going with Halo's Quest. He's jumping up a bit. He's coming over 4-on-2, but he's proven at the distance. 3 starts at the distance, a win in 2/3. So I think doesn't put him out of the mix here. I think he's okay going the distance. So I went 6, 3, 1.
Yeah, I agree with your top 2. I went to the 6 Royal Victor as well. I like him for everything, pretty much the same reasons you said. This horse did get hooked, turning for home after drifting out a bit at the head of the lane. With counsel came through on his inside, and I just love the way the horse battled. I think he wants to run long. I think he'll get the lead in here. I don't think there's anyone fast enough leaving the gate to hold him off the fence, and I think he'll be awfully tough to catch. I did put the 3 horse Friar Tuck in for second. As you mentioned, he's been much better recently, and that's because the distance has changed. He's gone from 6.5 to a mile to 16. He's definitely a distance horse, and so he should be, with the pedigree that he has. Yeah. So it's not surprising to see him get a lot better and be on the improve. I put Sartorialist in for third. Horse that ran against some older horses last time, gets back in against 3-year-olds. Wasn't the best of trips behind a slow pace, kind of got shuffled back, and in between horses a lot. If he was a little more seasoned, I think he would have stayed in there. But being a young 3-year-old, it's tough to be in those spots. where you're not used to being. He's used to just sitting back and making one run from off the pace. But I'm going to put him in. I wouldn't be surprised to see him win it, though.
Absolutely. No, I know. I don't even have him in my top 3, and I originally had him on top, but I kept reworking the race, and I didn't end up having him in there.
But if the pace is reasonable, I definitely like the 6, Royal Victor.
Yeah.
I went 6, 3, and 5 in the second race. On to the third. Got some maiden 3 granders going 3.5 furlongs. I'm leaning to the 3, Riata's Legacy. Probably going to be your favorite.
Yeah.
Missed the start in his debut, but I'm sure he or she will improve second time out in the leaving the gate department.
Get the idea
and that's
now.
all she needs to do is get a little bit handier away from there, and I think she'll be tough because she's certainly as good as anyone else. Up at the 5, Slew's Lucky Lee. I was impressed with the kind of speed that she showed in a 2-turn maiden race against better horses. Drops in here for Rennie Lumsden. He had a nice winner last week. So, and I put the 8, Captain Hinkin, for third. Just the outside post. I don't think he's super quick. I'm not a big fan of horses going from 1 mile and 16 to 3.5 furlongs.
We did see it once this year already with Bye
For Now.
Yeah.
But this horse had good form going 3.5 or 1 mile 16.
Yeah.
I can see Bye For Now changing. But anyway, this horse from an outside gate might be able to run up and get into a piece of it. Just the outside is good if you're not a super fast horse. But I think the 3 is going to end up being pretty fast. So I went 3, 5, and 8.
I agree with you. The top pick, Riata's Legacy, especially just had the 1 start. Figures to move forward in her second start. A lot of positives going her way. As you say, probably the favorite, but I'd say a deserving favorite. The second spot, I put the 1 horse, Gary Sates. He's in command. This is a horse that just missed the spy zones, too many Smyrnies. Some horses, Spy Zone was favored in quite a few of these races, finally broke his maiden. He's a tough horse at this level. Just ran third to him last time. Another lightly raced horse that cuts back to the second start now, 3.5. So maybe he's getting the idea of it. So I have him in second spot. And I agree, your Rennie Lumsden horse, Slew's Lucky Lee, the 5 horse, I'm in third spot for the reasons you said. So it's 3, 1, and 5 for me. And on to the fourth. Claiming 4,000, 3 and up, claiming 4 non-winners at 2 lifetime. Another 3.5.
Boy, testing your 3.5 furlong ability.
Handicapping skills here. I know the Friday night specials, as it were. And I've gone to the 6 Molta. This is a horse Robbie Bays is bringing up from Emerald. Robbie Bays has been bringing quite a few up here from Emerald. They've been running good. The fractions down in Seattle were very good, 22, 45. That track normally does play a little quicker, but it's got a lot of speed and was running in Golden Gate, tougher circuits before that.
That's all you need.
Yep, came up to Emerald Downs, made no mistake, his first start at Emerald. Now he takes another step north. I like Molta on top, gets leading rider Amadeo Perez. In the second spot, I have another horse that's invading from California, Bella Sorella. Another one looks very quick, 22, 46, 22, 47. It just seems to be getting a little tired at the end, right? Like, very speedy at the beginning, it seems. It gets a little tired at the end. You don't run into those kind of problems, obviously, in a 3.5 race. Fernando Perez picks up the mount for Dave Milburn. I like the post, the outside post, so I have him in second. And in the third spot, I have a horse that just broke its maiden last week, Strong Reality. Another one with quite a bit of speed. You see those 22, 46s, so I think he'll be in the mix here. Pedro Alvarado is very good at this distance as well. So 6, 10, and 5 for me.
Yeah, I went to the 7 horse in here, Sonia's Mean Girl. Yep. I liked it. She had the rail last time, and she wasn't fast enough to get out there with Mr. Collaborator and Victim of Love. But that was an open, kind of a non-winners of the year race for 5,000.
Tougher race, yeah.
This is a non-2 against way less seasoned horses. I mean, she's been leaving there with some good, quick colts and being right out. I think against this caliber, she's going to clear and get the lead. I like the 7, Sonia's Mean Girl, quite a bit tonight. I'm going to put her in the win column. I put the 1, Palamanegra, in for second. Horse that returns to his winning distance. He did it very comfortably with Frank up. Frank didn't ride him last time, but he did ride him when he did win, and he's back aboard tonight, so I give this horse a big chance from the inside. And I put the 4, Dog Rock, in for third, a horse that came running late, going 2 turns, but this horse will be, has to break better and has to show a little bit more speed, but I think he'll come running on to get a piece of it. But I do like the 7 horse, Sonia's Mean Girl. I think she's really quick, and I think they're big class, just a big class change for her from a non-winners of the year into this non-2 for 4. So a lot of these horses just finished breaking their maidens. It's totally different company. I went 7, 1, and 4. On to the 5th race, we have some 5,000 claimers going 1 mile and 16. Colts and Geldings. I like the 4 Hornblower, but after that I was really in trouble. I think Hornblower on the class drop will be awfully tough.
Yeah.
It caught up in a pretty fast pace. They went 24 and then 47 flat. Queechy ended up winning it, who was a monster at that level. Quick, you'll see in the marathons on the weekend. He's a nice horse. So the third horse got beat 10 lengths, so this horse didn't get beat all that bad.
No.
Considering he was a pace casualty and put away pretty early in the race. I don't think he's going to go out there. Like it's, this Reyes kid can certainly ride, and I like what I see of him.
He's making a nice splash here at Hastings recently.
So I'm going to give the Hornblower another shot on the class drop. I put the 1 Cannon Kuhl, who's been knocking at the door at this level. Put him in for second, and the 2 horse Northway. I was impressed with his first up run defeating Gypsy Magic. This horse was ready to go, Northway. He was fit.
Yeah.
Because he went 3 wide the whole race. Gypsy Magic had the best of it. Northway had the worst of it and still went on and beat him in 17 and change, which was one of the faster times of the night. So, and he's a route horse. I mean, his best races have been at a mile and a 16th throughout his career. So I'm going to put him in the mix as well. But there's horses I've left out. But I went 4, 1, and 2.
Yeah, this is another one that I had a lot of trouble with. I kept looking at it, kept going different ways. I had Hornblower in different spots. I ended up leaving him out. I went with Cannon Kuhl on top, just because he has been solid, knocking at the door. I think it's his turn to graduate tonight in the non-winners of the year. Second spot, I put Monster in the Closet. This is a horse that hadn't run long for quite a while. Ran long last time and just seemed to kind of hang a bit late in the lane. Looked like he was going to blow everybody and just, seemed to hang a little bit. So I think with that, I think with that one race going long under his belt, I think he improves a lot tonight. I think he's very tough. And in the third spot, I put another horse that is stretching out for the first time, Passion Red, who the way he's been running, looks like he's starting to run on late, starting to get going late. Only got beat 3 lengths last time by a Fleet Mac and now Act. 2 pretty decent horses here, so I have him in third spot. It's 1, 6, and 7 for me. Sorry, 1, 7, 6 for me. And on to the 6th race, claiming $7,500 for 3-year-olds and up. A wide open $7,500 race, and there are some significant scratches in this race because of we start the endurance series this week.
Horses entered back.
Yeah, so there's 3 horses that were entered in here that entered back the endurance race on Saturday. So we take out 8, 9, and 10. Prince Intent, The Lasting Peace, and Dynastrol, who were originally a couple of my top picks, obviously. With them out, I went with the 4 Arkhill. This is a horse that ran a really good race, I thought, last time in the 12.5 division. He drops down into 75. McPherson's a very capable trainer. Gets leading rider Amadeo Perez sticks with him. I know he had other options in here. He elects to go with Arkhill. That's enough for me. I got Arkhill on top. In the second spot, I went with the 5, Whistler Gold. He comes out of that same race at 12.5, but he had a lot of trouble in that race. He was on heels a lot, never really got comfortable, and ended up fading. Only got beat 4 lengths. He takes a step down. I don't mind him at all tonight. I have him in the second spot. And in the third spot, I have a horse that just won that 17.5, non-2, non-3, Vernon Cat. Beat Funny Face that day. Funny Face came back, ran a really impressive race going long last week and won. So I got Vernon Cat in third spot. It's 4, 5, and 6 for me.
Yeah, Vernon Cat's just kind of an odd horse for me in here. I just had some concerns. The horse did win for 17.5. He got beat for 5 and for 7,500 earlier this year, or 7,500 anyway. But he's got no works in the past 5 weeks, and I'm wondering what's been going on. The horse has been away from the races for quite a while now, and just barely makes the 35-day term where you need to work, or else you would have been scratched. But this seems kind of odd, and that's why I kind of stayed away from him. I went to the 4-horse Arkhill. I agree with you. Source, it's a lot easier event for him. I think he'll get a good pace to run at, as opposed to last time when he had no pace to run at, and he just didn't get the best of trips at all and ended up a no-threat third. But I put the 2 of Fleet Mac. I'm pretty impressed with his performance. Wow, 21-4, 44-4. The horse kept going. So he may get pushed like that, but he's shown he can keep going and go in 17. So definitely must respect a speed horse, especially on Friday nights when the speed does so well.
It has been, hasn't it? Yeah.
And I put the 5-horse Whistler Golden for third. He ran against 12.5 Open Company last time. He was in the same race with Arkhill. He didn't get the best of trips either. I mean,
he was on heels a lot.
He got shuffled in behind horses. And the pace was not quick, and once he got clear, he didn't have a ton of horse, but he'd probably been choked down. But I definitely like Whistler Golden here as well. I went 4, 2, and 5, but no key at all in this one.
Pretty wide open affair.
This is a good race. Ice Rules I've left out. He's a good crack sprinter, and Peace Bear even. It's a tough race. If you can afford to play a few horses, I think that 6th race, The third leg in the pick 4 and the fourth leg in the pick 5 would be our leg definitely to play a little deeper. On to the 7th and final. We've got some maiden 3 granders going a mile and a 16th. I see a lot of speed in here. I've landed on the 2-horse Golden Flash.
Yeah.
Did stumble at the start in his last race, cost him about a length and a half. More importantly, cost him valuable position behind a Strong Reality who was running off on the head end. But give Golden Flash a shot on the stretcher. I think he'll enjoy it, as well as getting leader rider Amadeo Perez.
Yeah.
I think that's a big key rider change for the 2-horse Golden Flash. I put the 7 He'll Rock You in for second. Pedro Alvarado rides for Jonathan Nance. Jonathan had a nice winner not too long ago, and this horse was tracking some decent fractions, and he's got to be a major player in this one. And I put the 8 Charlie T. Marnie Williams going to get a break in the weights here, and I was impressed with the way he returned to a sprint last time, was battling on the pace with the eventual winner. He had the tougher task. He was the one that actually was going with the winner, then got put away, and of course got beat by Kumo and Golden Flash. But I still maintain that this horse might have run the best race of them all, but I'm just a little concerned that there may be more pace pressure in this one at the 9, the 10. There's quite a few horses in here that like the Flash speed, so that's why I landed on the 2 Golden Flash. I think it's going to be an off-the-pace winner. I went 2, 7, and 8.
I ended up on the 1 excess dividend out of the Levanaway barn. Williams having a career year this year. He's very hot. Just a lot of things point to this horse. He's just getting beat in these races. Like I say, ran into a sloppy track last time, just got beat by Quillo's Trick. I think it's his turn to graduate. I have him on top. The second spot, I do have He'll Rock You, the horse you mentioned.
Yeah.
He was the betting favorite last time and got in quite a bit of trouble, was trapped down on the rail, kind of had nowhere to go down the stretch. And the third spot, I put Mr. Sandman of the Lenore Dubois barn. This is one that Chad Hoverson was on last time, and he kind of got stuck, and every time it looked like he was going to start to run a little bit, he seemed to get more traffic trouble. So stretching out, I think it's going to be less traffic trouble for him. If he can make one good run, I think it puts him in the mix. So 1, 7, and 5 for me.
Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the 7-race Friday night program at Hastings, the July 20th races. Up next on screen will be a quick recap of all of our selections, and here come my picks up now. In the first race, I went to the 6-horse Oh to Be Lucky. I went 6, 5, and 4. In race 2, I went to the 6 Royal Victor. I went 6, 3, and 5. I like the 6, 6 Daily Double. In race 3, I went to the 3 Riata's Legacy. I went 3, 5, and 8. In the fourth race, number 7, the Speedy Sonia's Main Girl. I went 7, 1, and 4. In race 5, I went to the 4-horse Hornblower. Hopefully in the class drop will help him. I went 4, 1, and 2. Sixth race, I went to the 4 Ark Hill. I went 4, 2, and 5. And in the 7th and final, I went to the 2-horse Golden Flash, hoping the rider change and the distance change will help him tonight. Went Golden Flash. I went 2, 7, and 8.
And on to my picks. There we go. In the first race, I went with the favorite, number 4, Battle of Hastings, over the 5 and 6. The second great race, I agree with Mike. I have number 6, Royal Victor, on top of the 3 and 1. The third race, I went with number 3, Riata's Legacy, over the 1 and 5. In the fourth race, I went with number 6, Molto over the 10 and 5. The fifth race, I went to the rail, number 1, Canoncule, over the 7 and 6. In the sixth race, I went with number 4, Ark Hill, over the 5 and 6. And in the nightcap, the 7th, I went with the 1, Excess Dividend, over the 7 and 5.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of Handicappers Corner. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today. Don't forget there's racing on Saturday, July 21st, as well as Sunday, July 22nd. So another 3-day weekend here at Hastings. Of course, starting off with the Friday night card, starting at 7:15. Hopefully our picks will help you throughout the night. Hopefully cash some tickets. Once again, thanks for joining us tonight. On behalf of Drew, I've been Mike. Look forward to seeing everyone again here on Handicappers Corner.